thank you so much for stopping by at the channel. You guys are awesome. Just staying tuned and watching the videos. That last video I posted, man, I got a response out of that, I must tell you. Thanks for watching that last video. We got a new truck on the channel, same truck, different color. I'm gonna explain to you why here in a second. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Kind of a long story, but I think it's worth your time. And if this is your first time stopping in, I highly encourage that you subscribe because the truck is just getting better and better. And thank you guys so much for continuing to watch the videos. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the explanation on why I chose this color. Stay tuned. I'm already a couple days into owning this truck with the new paint job, and I'm telling you, every time I see it, I am just extremely happy with the results, how it turned out. I was hoping for a nice day so we can actually do this video outside, but unfortunately it's gotta rain. I'm gonna go ahead and do this video inside. So for those of you guys that have been following me for about, I'd say about a year and a half now, maybe two, I did a video on why I downgraded from an LMM Duramax, so a 2007.5, to the classic body style cat eye, which I have a 2007, but it's a downgrade because it's a older model, and that's what I mean by that. Stay with me on this video, guys. The very first Duramax that I've ever owned was an LMM when it first came out, and I absolutely loved it. I had a huge response from the last video that I posted. The truck was black, and the truck looked amazing and looked sharp. In person, it had a ton of rust on it. The rockers were shot, the cab corners were shot, the frame was destroyed.
Oh, right in your face.
Oh,
oh my goodness.
Make my Duramax great again. When you think of a northern vehicle that they use salt on the roads, that's the common situation with this Duramax. Prior to that, I purchased this truck in Ohio, Chardon, Ohio to be exact. But the truck was owned by a construction company. I think it was a concrete construction company, and it was used and abused when I bought it. So that's the skinny on that one right here. I read through a lot of your comments. I would say half of you really liked the red, and half of you guys said go back to black. I'm gonna show you guys some older clips, so forgive the quality, it's years ago. So if you've known me for a little bit, I've talked about how owning a diesel is kind of like a therapy. You know, it kind of helps you relieve some of the stress, especially like when you're driving home from work, roll them windows down. You don't even need to listen to the music, just cruise on a nice day. But a diesel in general, it really is like a therapy to me. And I've said this before in, I think, previous videos, but this is why I say this. I've spent several years deployed in the Army, and my last deployment, my very last deployment, I was in Afghanistan. So upon returning from deployment, I don't want to get too graphic or specific, but I had a few bruises, okay, deployed. I've experienced a few things. Coming back from there, just to cope with that, I decided the best therapy in the world is to buy a Duramax. So I went forward and did that. I would say another big reason why I did that is because, well, it's a family thing too, because Mitchell Phelps, my brother-in-law, he actually owns a Cummins, and just being around him, his first vehicle was a Ford Power Stroke. It was a 7.3. I can go on and on about that stuff, but it was just so cool to be around diesel trucks is kind of where I'm getting at. And since I'm a Chevy guy, I went with the Duramax, and it really did help me out a lot. I did quite a few engine modifications to my ability at that point with that LMM. It was a great truck, I loved it, but the truck was a beautiful victory red when I got it. I'm just gonna fast forward all the way up to the point where my daughter, she, you know, I think she was in 3rd grade. She said a prayer to herself in class. This is how all this worked out and why I picked the color red, so just bear with me. She said a prayer in class, but it was to herself, okay? She was just praying, you know, dear God, help me on this test. Well, some kid noticed it and got all bent out of shape and told the teacher, and the teacher got all offended, and then it just kind of spiraled out of there. I don't know, the school didn't support prayer. I don't know what the heck happened there, but my daughter came home crying. We confronted the superintendent and everything, but at the end of the day, it's kind of ridiculous that a kid can't even say a prayer in class anymore, even to themselves, not even out loud or disrupting anybody, and just causes a scene. So I didn't want my kid to deal with that. So I thought, this would be a great opportunity to send her to a Christian school. I don't want to get all political or anything like that, but this world is changing, and I'm not trying to shield my kids or anything from the public school system. That's not what I'm saying. But at that point, it would be good if we have the means, financial needs, to send her to a good school, that teaches her good fundamentals and values. And that's something that she wanted to do too, as well. So I moved forward with that. However, the only way to do that, if you're a parent and you've ever tried to go that route, it costs thousands of dollars to send your child to a school like that. So with that being said, I had to get rid of my truck. That was why I did it. Being a soldier in the military does pay good, but you're not rich, okay? You're not rich. We don't get paid a lot of money to be a soldier, okay? So I did have to make a sacrifice. The only way to do this was to get rid of the beautiful red L&M Duramax so my daughter can go to school. Deep down inside, yeah, I'm a little selfish. I didn't want to do it, okay? Realistically, I did not want to get rid of my truck, but that was the only way to afford it. I still was paying on the Duramax. Once that was completely done, I started kind of going through truck withdrawals. I don't know if you guys have been there before, but I found a truck on Craigslist I needed a truck anyways because it's got a bed. I mean, once you go to a truck, you never want to go back. But I found a truck for $500 from some farmer. The frame was actually cracked. So it was a Chevy Silverado Z71. It was actually pretty cool. All I did is I just took the frame and I bolted it back together and welded it back together, and it was fine. It was a big old piece of crap, but I loved that truck. I threw some 33s on it, and I was feeling okay. I was driving the truck. Kids were going to school. Actually, I sent both of my daughters to the Christian school, but things were going great. Okay, things were going great, but I was still kind of missing the Duramax. But water under the bridge. It's old news. It's gone now. I'll never get it back. My finances started looking good. Years later, they started looking better. So instead of buying this big old flashy expensive Duramax like I did in the beginning, because at that time those trucks were worth over 50 grand, I went ahead and, I would hate to say downgrade, but this is when I bought this Duramax, okay? Not obviously in this present state. I got a big discount, of course. The truck wasn't in the greatest shape, but I was able to, get a loan through a bank and have a way smaller payment and get a Duramax back. I got promoted to Sergeant First Class in the Army. I was able to afford financially certain things after getting promoted in the military, so I was able to get things here and there for the truck and do videos, and then sponsors started to help, and then the channel started to grow, and then the truck started getting better and better. So I'm not claiming that all my parts were free, because that's not true at all. I definitely spent money, but I did get help, quite a bit of help from sponsors like Ryan's Diesel Service, Kodiak Truck. Anyways, guys, just to drive this point home, going back years ago when I first got the beautiful red L&M Duramax, where I'm at now, I'm able to afford the paint job. I've always said to myself, one day I will get my red truck back. If there's anybody watching this channel and you know me personally, I always talk about that truck, okay? I've always talked about that truck and how I miss it. And the Cat Eye Duramax has grown on me tremendously, okay? I love this truck. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. It's a timeless truck. An 07.5 at this point is still a nice truck. Those body styles are nice as well, but realistically, it's an old body style. This is too, but it's timeless. This is even as timeless to me as a square body, if you know what I mean. You may disagree, okay? This gets me through certain things in my life, as well as the Lord Jesus, you know what I mean? But as far as just hobbies set aside, everyone's got their outlet. This is mine. Just trying to keep it real with you guys, that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I picked red. It was to go back and get my red truck back, okay? So I know you guys disagreed with me, you shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. The red truck is always here to stay. I'm never gonna take that decision back. Also, it's kind of cool feeling because it seems like I have another truck again, like a new truck, or I have a new addition to the channel, so that's kind of cool too. This is Victory Red. The old truck was Victory Red. That's my explanation. I didn't want to paint match a bunch of stuff. I know you guys were saying paint match the bumper. I don't know why I would paint match the bumper. I'd feel like a 17-year-old daddy's money with a painted a red bumper. I don't know. And not only that, who knows, it may flake off eventually. I'd rather just know. And I like the black and red combination. I know it's a long story, that's why I made it a separate video. I didn't want to explain it in the other video. And I know that I wasn't fooling anybody when I came out with this color, because most of you guys probably already knew I was going to get it anyways, because I have red piping under there. All my piping's red. I am so thankful for all you guys that have been supporting the channel and helping out. I really do. Thanks for sticking in there with me. I know this has been a really long video. Hey, if this is your first time stopping in, celebrate by hitting that subscribe button. That would be really awesome and much appreciated. We got this big truck show at Ryan's Diesel Service, North Prairie, Wisconsin, June 21st to 22nd. We're giving away a turbo. We're giving away a transfer case. Boost Auto Parts is going to be there. We're going to give away some sweet tow mirrors, really nice tow mirrors for your rig. And there's going to be a lot of giveaways. There's going to be a dyno day. It's going to be a great time. I'll leave the stuff in the description below if you guys want to attend or you guys plan on coming up there. And I really am looking forward to seeing you out there. Myself and Matt from Diesel Pros, we're actually going to be convoying. That's all the time that I have for today. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Take care.